How often would I use my phone? Wow, almost all day and almost all night.
A lot. I text every morning, pretty much every time of the day. It's a lot easier for people to text message, I feel, nowadays than to call. I still prefer to stay on the phone for all hours, but I'm guilty for texting all the time.
I text pretty much every second of the day.
Yeah.
I probably just got to text now while we're recording.
I text constantly. I never stop texting. Probably at least 100 a day.
I definitely have more than 100 a day. My inbox maxes out at 100 and I delete it a couple times a day.
Yeah, I text daily. The funny thing is, when I travel, I don't bring my phone, which is probably the only time you really should bring your phone, but I sort of like to have the full experience.
I don't understand the texting. It's you dial the phone, you talk, you're done. I don't get the whole texting thing.
I text more than I do talk to anybody. I'd rather text somebody than talk to somebody. It's just the way I am now. I don't know what happens. Everybody's become that way, all my friends.
I will try not to text in the car, but I do. If there's someone in the car with me and they know how to use my phone, I'll let them write the message if they seem concerned. But no, I do text in the car. Sometimes I don't even realize how quick I got someplace because I've been on my phone the entire time.
I do text in the car, and yes, I do
does.
text while driving.
She does.
I drive with my knee, so I can.
I've seen it.
I
She
can
can
just
do it.
I can watch the road and text because I know where the keys are.
My mom made me really paranoid about not doing it because some woman killed a little girl on a bike, so I do not text while driving when I drive, which is rare.
I do know plenty of people who text while they drive, and I'll even, if I'm at home and they're texting me while they're driving, I'll say I'm not going to text you back, just because out of, safety issues.
My father actually got rear-ended by a woman, middle-aged, she was texting and she wasn't paying attention. He was stopped at a red light, she came up, bammed right back into the back of his car, and he actually had to have surgery because of it, and he still has problems from that accident, so yeah. And my father yells at me every time he sees me texting while driving.
Yeah, I definitely feel texting has changed my relationships with people. It depends on the person. Sometimes it's more impersonal, but it also sometimes is easier to communicate that way.
I'm student teaching right now, and I'm going into the teaching field, so texting while in the classroom is something I try not to do if I have to. If I feel my phone vibrating 7 million times, I'll text, but I still think it's kind of disrespectful, and I like to separate that from the classroom, as addicted as I am to it.
It's sort of annoying when the phone rings in my classroom and someone looks at it to see who's texting them. I find that annoying. Other than that, no, I think it's really helped communication in an odd way.
So the non-texting thing took place in August of 2009, and I was only going to do it for a month because I was just sick of people texting me, which was such a pain in the ass because I don't know, I didn't get a cell phone until I was, 16, 17, and so I did this 1 month of no texting. I tried to get as many people as I possibly could to not text. And after about 2 days, it was just me. And I just did it for about, 31 days, and I was like, you know what, this is pretty cool, so I'm going to keep doing it. And people would call me, and they'd try and text me, and whenever they'd text me, I'd call them back. And it really aggravated them, but it was nice because, well, first of all, I probably didn't get carpal tunnel in my thumbs, which is fantastic. I did it for 3 months, and it really kind of freed me because I was able to call people, actually hear them speak, which we did this experiment, because I'm a sociology major, so in the social interaction class, we did an experiment where we really saw how well we communicated with people, and not texting is a great way to do that. And now I'm back into texting, and it's terrible. I wish I stopped for a year.
I'm not a tweeter yet. Don't know much about it.
I do have a Twitter account. I don't really use it that often. At the moment, when I first got it, I did, but I'd rather still stick with Facebook.
I actually had a Twitter account. I don't really go on it, but I have one. Just like celebrities, I follow celebrities on my Twitter account.
I go on Facebook a lot, unfortunately.
I go on Facebook every day.
Yeah, definitely at least once a day. Even on a busy day, I at least check.
All day, whenever I have a chance to.
Like 2 or 3 times a week.
You got to check that every 10 minutes.
I'm on Facebook about, depends on the day, sometimes like 2-3 times a day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking at it more than once or twice a day. Definitely.
Say that 8 for you.
Yeah, maybe 8. All right, that's enough.
I have a little under 500 friends on Facebook.
I probably have like 1,000.
I think I have 400 or 500 friends.
About 103. Yeah, it's not many.
I have almost 1,000 friends on Facebook, but they're all actually friends. I don't friend anyone that I have never met before or anything.
I have about 1,500 friends on Facebook. I refuse most people who try to contact me from high school, but I write and do poetry, so there are people who know me through that, and I will friend them as sort of a business and networking tool.
I met my boyfriend actually through the internet, and a couple of past boyfriends through dating website, but through meeting on there and then just the internet as a whole, talking on AIM, and then you have to check their Facebook first. Do not meet someone without making sure they have a Facebook. They have real friends who write on their wall. This is how you make sure they're not a psychopath. But yeah, I'd say that's interesting.
Facebook. See, this whole Facebook thing is completely out of control because I used to coach and I did some mentoring back in my hometown. So I've had these like little kids try and add me on Facebook, and that's the worst, because if you let one of them add you, they're gonna invite you to every single thing they create on there, which is also from groups and pages and events. And I don't want to know about like their boyfriend. They're like 13 years old. I don't want to know about the boyfriend that they have or how they feel about breaking up with their friends, and it's just terrible. So I went off Facebook, and that was even more freeing than the no texting. Yeah, the no Facebook was good. It was a nice experiment, but I'm back in that. I think I'm just gonna delete it.